How's it going, guys? Just want to make a short build video for you guys showcasing my Latent Divinitrix for the Path of Titans Pounce update. This year has been a very fun dino to play, and I also just want to say really quickly thank you guys for all the support and for all the feedback that I've been getting on my YouTube videos. It's been very encouraging to see all that, so thank you guys so much for checking out my videos and putting the likes on them and everything. It's been really positive for me to be able to look at that and just and appreciate what you guys have been doing. So let's just jump right into the build though. So we have my Latent here, and I run the plus 10% stamina recovery, which I think is the Frost Moss. I think is how you say that, subspecies. Plus 10% stamina recovery. And this here is going to help you greatly, in my opinion, because it's helping you both day and night. So let me just explain what I mean by that, because the Latent has another build, or another subspecies rather, that is a plus 10% damage at night. Now, you could do a nighttime build on the Latent, and it would be pretty powerful. It does a lot more damage. There's other abilities as well on the Latent that helps it have bonuses and buffs at night. So you could do a nighttime build, and it would be very strong at night, but it's not going to help you during the day. So if you're planning on like maining a Latent or a Raptor in your group for your friends, I kind of steer away from this just because I want to be able to have something that helps me at all times. This one here I don't have it unlocked, but this is a plus 25% jump height for the Latent, and that also is useful at all times, but I would rather go with the plus 10% stamina recovery, and I'll show you why here as we look at the abilities. So, looking at them, we're just going to start with the head. We have Raptor Strikes, which is a quick attack, and it keeps, as it says there, it keeps stacking in damage with each hit. It can stack up to 5 times, so after your 5th bite, it kind of caps out. But each bite that you do, you know, number 1, number 2, number 3, they keep increasing with damage. And then you have regular bite, which causes medium damage, so it has like a nice flat damage, but it also causes bleed. It isn't written there, but it does cause bleed damage, and it allows the target to bleed. And I run this because with the introduction of Pounce, you can jump on a dino and start biting them with this. It's doing a decent amount of damage, but the bleed helps you when you jump off the dino. The bleed kind of stacks on them, and if they're running around while you're fighting them, they're going to be bleeding out. They're going to take bleed damage as well as the bite. And if by chance like you jump off, they have to go sit down to be able to get the bleed off them. So that actually opens you up to be able to maybe get a little bit of crit damage. Because when a target is sitting, you do 2 times damage, and when they're laying down, I believe it's 4 times damage to a target that's laying down. So this here is very useful to keep that bleed damage, keep the pressure on them. I run the regular bite. Going over to the senses, we only have one sensibility for the Latent, which is Moonlight Hunter. And as you can see here, you gain a 15% increased damage and a 10% increased movement speed during the night. You're just going to have to slot this. I mean, there's no other ability to slot, so... But that increased damage at night is good. It's nice to be aware that you have that buff at nighttime. Metabolism, just go with Hyper Carnivore. It's the best one, so your resources aren't burning out. And here we go with the hide here. So again, if you're doing a nighttime build, you can run Nighttime Stalker, right? Increasing your bleed and venom healing rate at night. So this is more like if you're going to be fighting specifically at night. Again, I want my Latent to be relevant at all times. I feel that, I know Dionychuses can pounce on you. And if a Deinonychus pounces on another raptor, it does do a lot of damage, especially if they have Raptor Strikes, because Raptor Strikes, as we talked about, that stacks up to 5 times, but it actually does more damage on a smaller target, so I found anyway. So we have Slick Feathers. I run this so I don't get, jumped by a Sarco or grabbed by a Sarco at the water's edge, and I also don't get pounced on by other raptors. I feel like it's just better because it's going to help me at all times to be able to run around more freely and not get just jumped, So I like that. Really, you can't go wrong here, though, I'm going to be honest. If you did go Nighttime Stalker, that is up to you. It's more of a personal preference, but this is only if you're really fighting at night. So, it's up to you guys. I just like Slick Feathers. For the lags, we have one ability, which is Pounce. You latch onto another dino, and you are able to, bite the dinosaur and things like that. And again, if you're biting with bleed, you're putting bleed on it. While you're pounced on the target, you're going to be losing stamina. And if they start trying to like buck or shake you off, I think it's called buck. If they try to shake you off, it's going to start draining your stamina faster. And it is very important to know if you're going to play Latent, you do not want to let all your stamina run out while you're pounced on a target. You want to jump off before your stamina is completely gone, because you will just drop down there with no stamina, and then you might be in some trouble. They might kill you. And like I said, with that stamina recovery subspecies that we're running, that will help regen your stamina, and it'll help you get back in the fight quicker, but don't risk it. Keep your stamina up a little bit when you jump off. Also, it's noteworthy to talking about Raptors for anybody that's a new player and is looking at this build. Raptors function way better in packs, so it's better if you have at least 2 or 3 Raptors or more in a group. That's where you're going to really see the ability to like fight and take down targets. However, if you just have one Raptor, because they only take up one group slot, you can run one of them and just kind of be like the scout for your group. That's kind of what a Raptor does, is it kind of scouts ahead and it scouts for your group. So having Pounce and being able to be relevant in a fight is nice, but you have to really be coordinating with your team if you're just a solo Raptor on the team. But if you have multiple Raptors, you just want to coordinate your buff, shout, which we're going to talk about in a minute, and you want to coordinate when you guys are jumping on the target. It is noteworthy that a dinosaur, if you jump on their shoulder area, they can turn their head and bite you, especially if they're trying to shake you off and they're turning in a circle. They can actually bite you. If you get bit once, get off, because they will land another bite and you'll probably die. So keep that in mind. And also don't, if they start going in the water, try not to jump off, because you're a sitting duck if you get swimming in the water. So always jump off before the water. Yeah, so Pounce is really useful. It's made Raptors relevant. I've heard talk that they're going to try to nerf it. I hope they don't, but it has made, the Raptors relevant. So Pounce is your bread and butter for fighting right now. Tail fan, this is your getaway attack right here, or your tactic, I should say. This is your getaway. You hit your tail fan, it's going to give you a burst of speed so you can get away. If you do what they call bee hopping along with it, which I will show a clip later on here if you guys stick around, it'll kind of show you how you can actually utilize tail fan with your jump button and stuff like that to increase your movement. It's really good. And then last but not least, the roar, or the voice here. This one here, Call of the Night Terrors. This is, again, if you're doing a nighttime build, increasing your stam recovery, increases your damage. It's a long buff, it lasts a minute. And then you have Hiss. So this is for a nighttime build, Night Terrors, but Hiss is more of a personal buff, but it's reducing incoming damage for 65%, which is good, but let's be honest, as a Raptor, we're not trying to get hit. So you're better to go with Bark, because this is going to increase your damage. It's only for 20 seconds, but you do this before you go and jump on a dino. This increases your damage and also increases your damage of the other Raptors in your group, and it can stack up to 10 times, and you can have 10 Raptors in a group. So this can be massive if you have other Raptors all jumping on a target. So Bark is where I feel that it's good for every situation. Again, this hide here, it feels good for every situation. This bite, I just basically try to make a build that it works at all times during the daytime and the night. But yeah, so if you're going to play on Raptor, just remember you're the scout for your group. If you have other Raptors in your group, you then can be a fighting force and help take down dinos. If you're just the scout for the group, you're the solo Raptor in your group, maybe you're teamed up with a T-Rex and maybe like an Aloe or something else, and you're in that group, your job is really just if they hurt a dinosaur, let's say they're fighting Apache and they hurt it and it's all meatballed, it's all bloody, you can catch up to it and try to eliminate that target as it tries to get away. So your presence is in the team is basically to scout out, find targets to fight, and also to kind of clean up a fight if it's a smaller dino trying to get away. That's kind of what the Raptor does. But yeah, thank you guys so much for checking out the video. I appreciate all the support I've been getting from you guys. I appreciate it so much, and hopefully you guys stick around for the rest of the gameplay footage I'm about to show you in a minute, and I hope you have a great day. Alright, peace.